Hi, this is Tyler Kettle, and this is another reading of In Space, No One to Reclaim. I did some rewrites, so we're starting at the beginning. May 25th, 2035. Where to start this? I don't even know who you are. Why should I be telling you this stuff? Not like anyone will read this. I should start with telling you who I am and where I am. I'm Matt, and I'm the janitor on the CS Douglas. It's a spaceship, I should say. You must be wondering, why does a spaceship need a janitor? Well, I'll get to that. But I want to explain to you how I got here. Rather, how does a 30-year-old college grad, borderline alcoholic, anxious and semi-depressed janitor find his way onto a spaceship? No, I didn't sneak on board like some idiot. It all started one surprisingly sunny Vancouver morning several months ago. I remember waking up and looking at the John Lennon poster on my ceiling for the thousandth time. Why the fuck did I put it up there? I thought about texting my boss telling him that I was sick, just so I can get one more day away from that place. But I had done that enough. Only so many times that you call in and say you're sick before they get wise. Rejecting the idea, I sat up in bed and rubbed my eyes. Staring around the room, I saw the random miniature holes in the walls, dirty clothes, and a few used condoms were spread across the carpet. An overfilled laundry basket in the corner, a messy bedside table with empty beer cans and chocolate bar wrappers on it. I looked at the poster of John Lennon again. What would he think of my housekeeping? Would he care? Roxanne softly breathed in and out next to me, her face planted on the pillow. She had wrapped most of the blankets around her. Not that I mind. I run hot. She doesn't. I rolled out of bed and picked a t-shirt and jeans off the ground. I gave them a whiff, making sure they didn't smell too bad. Morning, Roxanne said as she sat up and kissed my cheek. Morning. I kissed her back and pulled my jeans on. Do you feel better? I put my shirt on and looked at her. I think so. Roxanne sat cross-legged on the bed, her thick brunette hair hanging past her shoulders. Her bright green eyes stared at me. She's dressed in a long t-shirt that goes past her knees. She won't sleep in anything else. You should go back to sleep. Fully dressed, I got to my feet. I think I might lie here for a bit. Roxanne fell back into bed. I grabbed my cracked phone off the charger, sitting amongst the mess of the bedside table, put it in my pocket. Rising to my feet, I started to leave the room. I wish you didn't have to go to work, Roxanne said as she wrapped herself in the blankets, stopped at the doorway and looked back at her. I wish I didn't either, but I can't keep calling in sick and inventing excuses. Soon enough, they'll catch on, right? I know. It's fine. Roxanne rolled away from me. Hesitant whether to go to her or not, I decided to leave. Looking at my phone, I realized that I was already late. I walked out of my bedroom and down the hallway, passing over faded carpet and walls with more scrapes and holes. I'm not sure which ones I've caused and which ones that the previous tenants caused. I'm sure that I'll pay for it eventually, whenever I leave this dump. Hurried into the bathroom and closed the door behind me. Groggily, I made my way through the usual routine. You know, toilet, deodorant, brush hair and teeth, everything. As I do these things, I try not to look at the peeling paint on the walls. The shower curtain always seems to fall down, and a tap that always drips, and the countertops marked with toothpaste stains. Again, I try not to think of these things, and every morning I failed. Everything done, I walked to the bathroom, down the hallway, and into the cramped kitchen. Space with very small counters, cupboards that always squeak when you open them, appliances that rolled in the 90s. I'm waiting for the day that one of them gives out. But I know that my landlord will just find the cheapest thing on Facebook Marketplace and bring that. The only things that are made in this century were the microwave and the toaster. Both of them I bought on Amazon, super cheap, I think. Or was it Walmart? Wait, stop. I'm sitting here writing out shit about aging appliances and I'm 200,000 kilometers or so away. Why the fuck do they matter? Anyway, let's just get back to it. I started to make up my usual breakfast of oatmeal and a shake. What do I put in the shake? A banana, berries, peanut butter, flaxseed, yogurt, and milk. Sometimes I wonder why I never converted from this. Is this some level of undiagnosed autism? I filled a bowl of oatmeal and water, and put it in the surprisingly new microwave, one that I had to buy with my own money, I might add. As I took sips from my shake, Roxanne wandered into the room, still dressed in her long t-shirt. Her hair was wrapped up. Or was it? Maybe it was down. Whatever. Are you hungry? Took the oatmeal out of the microwave. No, no. I just wanted to see you off. Roxanne sat down at her worn down table. Something that I got for $10 at a garage sale. I might have overpaid. With the oatmeal and shake, I took the other seat and started to quickly eat. What are you going to do today? I asked, in between bites of oatmeal. I don't know. I might go for a walk. Roxanne looked out the window. It's a good day for it. I rapidly drank down the rest of my shake and finished my oatmeal. Then I got up, opened the dishwasher, and placed the dishes in the rack. As I shut the appliance, I knew that Roxanne would rearrange it later. She always tended to do that. I could never load the dishwasher the way she wanted it to be. Roxanne stared out the window as I quickly found my backpack, loaded with a container of leftovers pasta and a water bottle. Then I grabbed my helmet and gloves from a shelf next to the table. I've got to go. Stopped next to Roxanne and kissed her. Love you. Love you too. Have a good day. Roxanne stared out the window. You too. I walked over to the door and put my plaid coat on. Then I left the apartment. Sitting out to the hall with his faded carpet and rows of doors, I wondered about Roxanne. The doctor said the pills would work, and they seem to have. But when will she be back to her old self? Is there any way back to her old self? I don't know. Try not to think of that as I pressed the button for the elevator, anxiously looking at my watch. I knew that I could make it on time. It felt fast, and there were no detours. The elevator doors opened, and I quickly stepped into it as I pressed the button for the lobby. The doors closed, and the lift headed down. As the elevator moved downward, I looked at the peeling paint and the faded posters for free coaches. Suddenly, the elevator stopped at floor 3, and a woman in her 50s got on. Graying hair, thick glasses, and a crystal necklace. She reminded me of an oracle. You know, like you see in the movies. The one that the hero goes to for advice. As the doors closed, I was suffocated by the woman's musky scent. It was terrible. Oh, good morning to you. The woman looked at me. Good morning, he said as I tried not to breathe. Don't think I'd be going to this one for advice. Thankfully, a few months later, the elevator doors opened and I managed to escape into the aging apartment building lobby. Torn chair sat by the entrance. Rows of mailboxes ran along the right wall. Cracks ran along the left off wall. I fled from the woman's smell and made for the door into the bike storage. Opening it, I saw rows of bikes filling the somewhat large and semi-dark room. Quickly, I found my red road bike, locked it, and took it out of the room. Sitting back into the lobby, I guided the bike to the front entrance and left the building. As I exited the building, the sun's rays caused me to squint. Shrugging it off, I saw people walking by on the sidewalk. Cars driving past on the road. Large buildings before me. Laughter and birds singing reached my ears. There seemed to be happiness in the air. Does all it take is some sunshine to make people's lives better? Does the sunshine do that to you? It's so weird. I mean, just because the sun comes out doesn't mean your problems go away. So I thought about it, I brought my bike to the road and got on it. And I looked up and saw it. Another portal had joined the other gateway in the sky. Speaking of problems. Great. More of those fucking things. I mumbled to myself as I cycled away from the curve. As I cycled, I wondered which detour I was going to take today. You know, because of those fucking things. They had gone from nuisance to fucking dangerous in a matter of months. Of course, I don't need to explain all this to you. I mean, you're human, right? Not an alien from the deepest, weirdest parts of space.